Hey guys, Scott here. Welcome to the Koala Teatime Podcast. Here we are in Superton Studios. This is the first podcast I've been able to do in here because we now have light. This is River over here. It's one of the dogs my brother takes care of. She's hanging out with me at the moment. She prefers me. So we've just put the sofa in after getting the carpet and the lights put in, and I'm going to do a proper little video tour on Saturday for Saturday's video. But I thought, now I can film in here, I might as well start doing videos in here. So this is my first official sort of video in, Anywho, so I hope you've had a very good week, and we're still figuring out the podcast kind of setup and everything. I don't have my computer yet. So, once my new computer's set up with all its fancy microchips and stuff, I really have no clue, then I can get back to doing the podcast live, and I can answer your awesome questions live. I've really been missing that. But, hey, we'll get there. Won't we, River? We'll get there, won't we? So it's been a big week. We've had lots of... computer parts arriving for the computer that's going here in the studio, and I've no idea what they are. My friend Tom basically went on this website. I think it's called PC Part Picker, so it's got a very alliterative title. I always struggle to say that word, alliterative. Say that 10 times fast. Anyway, he put it together on this website, PC Part Picker, and then I just had to order the parts. When it arrives, he's going to put it together, and so we're just waiting for the parts to arrive bit by bit. We've had 5 parts arrive in the last week, and the next part's arriving in a couple of days. But then the last part's arriving at the end of February. It's so annoying. You have to wait another month, but that's just the way it goes, I guess. The way cookie crumbles. Man, it's gonna be so cool. The space is really cool, man. Having the carpet in has really reduced the echo a lot. So I was a little bit surprised by that, not majorly, but a little bit surprised at how much it reduced the echo. It was cool, really cool, and I've realised I've made a bit of an error in the way I've done it. I was doing really well. I was going step by step, making sure I did the right step next, and I thought I knew what I was doing after putting the electricity in, but I really didn't. So what happened was I've been stressing out quite a lot recently, trying to figure out what's right for soundproofing, because I really don't know. When we got the foundations put in, we had professional builders come, and they knew what to do, and then when we needed to get the shed put up, we had a professional builder come in and do that. And with electricity, you get it, but getting professional soundproofing people in, I was like, well, where do I? There you go, River. Where do I go for that? And it's a bit more, tricky. So having to look on specialist websites. Back in December, I went on this soundproofing place up in London, Sutton area, and they gave me a quote for about 10 grand to do it. And so I was like, no, probably not going to do that. But they did send me over a PDF file with photos, pictures, I guess, pictograms, I don't know what you call it, but it's like a 3D graphics version of what it would look like. And it showed what it would look like, and so I was like, well, I have those now. I have those. So even though I'm not going to take the quote, I have an idea of what's the best way to do it. So when it came time to put plasterboard up, which is the blue board around me right now, I wanted to put in resilient bars across, because that's what the photos showed. You put in the bars, but the builders were really adamant against it. They said, no, we're not so sure about that. We're not sure we need it. I mean, you could do it if you want, but they were pushing so hard against it. I caved and said, fine, just put it up the way it is. And once we put it up, the sound level wasn't as great as I wanted it to be. It's at the moment we were taking off about 30 dB, with the stuff that's in the room, but it's not quite enough because we're going to get a lot louder, and so we need to take off more. So so looking back, that was one mistake. I should have got the bars put in. I should have pushed it and gone for it. But yeah, so that happens, and then I as soon as that was put in, I booked in the electrician to come back and booked in the carpet people to come install the carpet, which is really nice. It really makes the room. And so we got all the stuff put in, and then I found another soundproofing website, and I sent them a message of, I'm thinking of using some MLV. So MLV is, I think it's multi-layered vinyl. It's something, no, mass-loaded vinyl, not multi-layered. I guess it's kind of multi-layered. So got this mass-loaded vinyl, and I said, I'm thinking of ordering some, how much would I need? And then I got a call from them after I got back from work, and so, River, come chill with me, River. So I got a call from them, and they said, hey, so we've read your description of what you're doing, and we think you should get some resilient bars and put up some acoustic plasterboard against it. I was like, no! Because now we've put in all the plasterboard and corked it up. I'm like, well, I can't just rip it off the walls and put new stuff onto it. That's not going to work. And so they were like, well, you're probably going to need to put an additional layer on. So you're going to lose about, 1,200 millimeters or something like that. And I'm terrible at maths. I got a D in maths at school. I did not do well. And so, when someone says 1,200 millimeters, I have to pull up Google Translate for sizes. And so I believe that's 10 centimeters or 12 centimeters. I really don't know. People are probably watching this right now oh, crikey, Scott, you need to go back to school. Maybe I do. But alas, I'm building a recording studio instead. So, so they were like, right, so it's going to take up a bit more space. And the space has been getting smaller and smaller with each step. Though right now it feels like a really good size, it just doesn't keep out enough sound. And so because of that, we're going to have to add more to it, I'm afraid. And so, the space will be smaller, but I don't think it's going to be massively smaller. My family are freaking out because they're just like, oh, isn't it fine as it is? And I'm like, no, it needs to be better. It needs to be better. And so, so I'm having to figure all that out now and take sizes and everything because these soundproofing agencies, they just want to take more of your money. So I'm like, well, if I could do it myself, it might work. But problem is, now we've had lights put in. I don't know if we're going to have to take the lights down and push the plugs forwards when we put an additional wall in. We're obviously going to have to pull the plugs forward because otherwise the plugs will be buried behind the wall. And what gives a plug when it's buried behind a wall? So I probably... I just wasn't sure what the next step was. I thought we'll put some vinyl over everything, and that'll just cut it around where the plugs are and where the lights are. Boom, you've got it. But from what they've told me, you can't do that. You need to have the resilient bar, which is your strip of metal, and a bit of plasterboard in, because that strip of metal, come here, River, come here. It creates air gaps, and that's what you need. You need air to diffuse some of the sound as it comes through. If it's just a big solid wall, even if it's loads of different materials, there's going to be a problem. There's going to be big problems. The sound is just going to go straight through all those layers. Scratching her belly. Come here, River. Good girl. If it's just lots of layers packed on top of each other, the sound will make its way through. It'll take off some sound, but not nearly enough. And so they said you need that air gap in there. So Gonna have to add that. So that's gonna be great fun, and we are running out of money for this project. Unfortunately, we're coming down to the wire, and we need to get a new fence put up. We need to improve our carport for where people will be coming in. And I still need to buy equipment for this place. I need to buy some proper good mixing speakers and speaker stands, all sorts of cool stuff. So there's just still so much more to do, and it just feels like every step, it's just another big expense comes up. So I'm kind of annoyed at myself a bit because I jumped the gun with electricity. I thought we were done, and I just needed to put a little bit extra on. But talking to this guy on the phone made me think, oh dang, like this guy knows what he's doing, and this is what I've wanted. I've wanted a professional to talk to about this, so I'm going to take his advice and I'm going to put the metal bars on the wall and get it done. But yeah, it's gonna take some time to get done. It's going to take some time. So I think the way I'm going to do it is I'm probably going to send the quote to my builder with the diagrams that they sent me and say, is there some way that we can do this and follow this? And hopefully he'll come up with an affordable, practical solution, because I'm a bit lost. I'm like, can we extend the plugs? Have I ruined everything? But that's just me being paranoid. But yeah, man. So yeah, despite there being some setbacks, I have this room to hang out in now. Like, it's not just a cold shed, that I'm projecting my ideas and dreams into. It's now this really cool blue space that's somewhat soundproof with a sofa in it. I can hang out with River. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, River, I bet everyone's gonna prefer you in this podcast. They'll probably be like, don't do another podcast unless River's there, because she's entertaining to watch in the background. Yeah, man. Yeah, so yeah, I've got a space to hang out in. There's electricity. I'm gonna set up a little coffee table over here. So I'm just gonna come in and chill and hang out. So pretty much all my videos from now on, I'm gonna be filming here rather than in the living room, which is great. This is really cool. This is like my own space, and it's very dear to me. It's very special, even though it's not finished, even though it's not fit for purpose. Yeah, it's special to me. We're gonna do a lot with this, and I hope you can be along for the ride. Yeah, man. So there we go. So not much else has happened this week. I mean, this has been pretty big, but it's been a pretty chill week besides that. I got a gig. Hey, River. I got a gig tomorrow night in Newbury, so I'm excited for that, and hopefully that will be really good. And yeah, man. How's your week been? I hope it's been really good. I hope you've had a really lovely week, and you've had a really good January, because tomorrow's the last day of January. January's just flown by. January's such a hangover month from Christmas. The first week or two of January are just really just but then it gets into the last couple of weeks, and the year starts to take on a bit of an identity, and there's so much crazy stuff going on out in the world at the moment, and I was looking at some of it. I was like, can I write a couple of songs about this? And I was like, the coronavirus is a big thing, and I was like, I don't know, is it insensitive to write songs about it? Because it's it's trending, I guess, and I'm probably not going to. But yeah, it's a crazy world we live in, man. I'm just happy that I got my little corner of it that's really cool. I get to hang out with Dog and play guitar and stuff. I mean, what's better than that? Just we'll change the name of the podcast to Dog Tea Time. No, that sounds terrible. What's a better doggy tea time? Nah, that doesn't work either. It sounds weird. Koala Teatime it is. Cool, man. Well, hope you have a great week ahead. This has been a very chilled, relaxed, dog-filled episode of Koala Teatime. Hopefully next time I'll set up in the exact same spot on top of the boxes where I've got all my acoustic foam. But hopefully I'll have my tea thing here so I can sit here and drink away. So take it easy, stay awesome, and see you next week. Peace.